So we built a fortress for our dog Bentley. Who would have thought that I had to build a fortress that would keep all predators out of my pasture after getting a protection animal and needing to keep him in so that he could protect my livestock from the predators that now are kept out. But it looks great, and Bentley's a happy boy, and that's what matters. It's made giving the chickens their scraps a little more challenging. The other day we saw Bentley eating a moldy bagel that he found out of the chicken coop, so we're gonna have to figure out that little hiccup. But he's secure, he can't get over the 6-foot fencing, and we're going to tell you a little bit more about how to secure your Great Pyrenees with fencing. To prevent myself from butchering the name of some of these tools, I'm going to go ahead and just put a little clip over me talking right now of all the tools that we used to put this fence together. On top of that, you should know that the big wire bales are humongous and super heavy, so it's not going to be a one-person task. It's definitely not even going to be a two-person task. We used 4 people to put it together and it worked perfectly. Sometimes one of the people will be a little bit stagnant because there's not much for them to do other than kind of sit there and hold it, which a lot of times you'll end up kind of just propping the fence up if you have a secondary fence like we did. If you don't, you'll definitely need all 4 people to hold it, and it's going to be a hot, boring, kind of sweaty day. Total time it took all 4 of us to put it together was 2 10-hour days, I would estimate, and we took a lunch and stuff, but it was pretty long. We worked from sun up to sundown, but we got it done. We bought 22 50-foot rounds. We already had fencing up, and we decided to layer it over there except in the spots that were against our house, and we did that just so that we wouldn't have to deal with the flaws of the animals figuring out ways underneath the fencing and just the flaws of new fencing. To us, it made more sense just to put it over. It may not be the most aesthetic, but it is super secure, and really that's what we were aiming for, was to have a really secure space. And then we figured we'll just add T-posts to it if we need to, if things do end up slouching or giving us any issues. But so far so good. We love it. It keeps Bentley in. He's a happy boy. I'll play some clips of him having a hoot, and we also have friends over. I have some footage of my mom's dog Jack with a harness on playing out there, so I'll play some of that so you can see how cute he is. As far as how we got the materials to our house, I do not think it's feasible to try to truck all of the materials if you're putting up a fence nearly as big as ours. I don't think you should try to truck it yourself. You could use a horse trailer or a livestock trailer if you wanted, but we ended up having it delivered, and I liked that method a lot because they being Home Depot when we bought it, they just keep it all on pallets, so you'd have a hell of a time getting it onto your trailer, and they'd probably help you and forklift it, but then you have to get it off yourself, and it's just, it seemed like more work than it was worth. So I recommend just paying the delivery fee and having them come drop it off for you right where you want it. We strategically kept some of the fencing that we already had, the 4-foot fencing. We kept it up so that Bentley could jump over it to get to security if the horses were bothering him, and also so the chickens could eat their food in peace outside of their coop, because one of the other additions and changes we made to our pasture, for anybody who's not new here and knows what our pasture used to look like, we took down the outdoor run for the chicken coop because it just kept, it was really ugly and I didn't like it, and I kept trying to make it something I liked and it wasn't working out, and I really just wanted them to be able to free range anyways. And it's great because 6-foot fencing also secures chicken. I love this system where everybody gets to coexist. We haven't had any issues, so I highly recommend it. I'll go ahead and put the total price that we paid up here. I heavily recommend the chain link fencing overall if you have livestock. It's a nice strong gauge, so it's hard for them to mess with it and bend it. I just overall really recommend it. So think about it, consider it. Let's make it cute. Let's make it cool to get it. That's what I think. But other than that, that's all I got for you guys today. So when in doubt, love it out, and we'll see you in the next dog video.